Hello everybody, welcome to my video weekly newsletter. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And today I have an interesting topic. We want to talk about piqué turns, piqué turns. Normally we talk about this, describe this particular step as piqué turns. Piqué, as we know, it's in English we call it pricking. Has a very distinctive movement and a little bit of energy, which is not this way. It is sharp like this, like a pricking, like that. So when we describe a turn called piqué turns, this pricking sensation is talking about the supporting leg. Yeah. So the piqué versus plié relevé. Like that, right? So we have plié relevé turns. Let's say on the down we do plié relevé. That's not a piqué turn. That's just an on the down turn. So piqué turn, very distinctive thing that you have to remember. The supporting leg does not bend, and you can come up directly to demi point, or ladies on point, full point. Now, oftentimes, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Just for my opinion, you have to start piqué turns in effacé devant, in the square. Yeah? Arms and the leg is in one-dimensional line. This shoulder's already back in effacé. If I'm toward you in a diagonal. Yeah? I'm like this, if this is diagonal. Now, slow motion without turning, it goes like this. You see coming down? I don't step out in the diagonal. I don't go out in the diagonal. I lift my leg and the energy is coming down and down. That's where the energy comes from. Now this shoulder is very important on the right side. When you come up to the turn, this shoulder, if I was doing a turn, look at my shoulder. You see how quickly I move my right shoulder back? So this is something that we have to keep in mind. A lot of times I see students start piqué turns. Of course, they have a different curriculum, different way of teaching this particular step. If you start this way, I see students to do piqué turns in a sideways like this. And to me, that's not very helpful. It's not very clear mechanically for a step. So it's much better for students to understand mechanically how the piqué connect with the turn. It is much better to teach them from an effacé devant position. Yeah? This way, this shoulder is already back. Versus, look how far this shoulder have to go. From the side, if we come down like this shoulder never come around. So, start with the effacé devant, and the energy has to go down into underneath ourselves. Your right shoulder has to go back and come around, go back to the original position, which is effacé devant. Okay? Now, we talk about the right arm, go to the front and then come back in. Front, come back in. What about this arm, the side arm? Each time, it has to come around to the side, not back. Yeah? So we teach students from effacé devant. Everything is much more simpler and more streamlined and easy to understand. We cannot teach them sort of, sort of this way and a little bit of this and confused. So that's what happens when they come around, leave this shoulder behind. You see, that's a common mistake. The left hand, it has to go to the side. So your 360 degrees coming from this diagonal, finish in that diagonal, not finish back here. Then each turn, you create a deficit. And by the time, if you do 8 of them, the 8th one, it can become very deformed position in turning. Okay, just try it. And we can start on the bar like this. And 1, and 2, and 3. No matter how slow, one thing I do not do slow is how the foot comes down and the back foot go to retirate area. That never slow. You should never do this. This is not how the energy generated. The energy generated this way. You see? I go underneath my hips. Right away, my torso is on top of my hip. It's a sensation, it's a coordination issue. And once we learn it right from the very start, and the step can be very fun. Otherwise, I see students always somewhat struggle, and when they go on point, they struggle even more because the structure wasn't there for them. Okay, I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.